My name is Heron, and I'm here to talk to you about why it's important to paint ugly art. But in the meantime, I'm going to be drawing a picture of an organic carrot. If you stick around till about the midway point, you'll get to see some embarrassing old DeviantArt sketches of mine, as well as something I made about 6 months ago that I absolutely hated at the time. I'm brand new to making content and putting myself out there, and man, it's stressful some days. I'll spend hours and hours working on a piece, post a video of it, and it gets 0 likes, maybe 2 views. It's hard not to get into a negative headspace about myself, and then that makes me look more negatively at my artwork. Was my drawing just ugly? Maybe I shouldn't be posting it online for all the world to see. If you're a perfectionist and you spend enough time staring at your own artwork, you're going to end up hating it. There's always something that could be done better, something that needs fixing, and before you know it, you want to throw the whole thing in the trash. Trust me, I've been there. In fact, I spend the majority of my life throwing away everything I made in the literal garbage, and that's really a shame. For one thing, posting art that you might consider ugly can be encouraging to other artists who are maybe at the same level or just starting out and afraid to even try. I've had a lot of people say to me, "No, really, you could never understand. I can barely draw a stick figure." And to that I say, bet. I had my introduction to digital art in MS Paint. So that's one part of this. Every artist out there has made something really bad. Making bad art is a necessary prerequisite to making good art. In fact, the better the artist, the more bad art they've probably made. So just for this video, I decided to recover my old DeviantArt account from about 10 years ago, and scrolling through it's a little rough for me. Can you believe I was already doing commission work when I made these? This was where I was at about 8-9 years ago into learning how to draw. It's so much worse compared to where I am now. But I'm glad that I was able to find it, because it's nice to remember just how far I've come as an artist and how much work it took. You can see I was doing some good things. I was painting studies of interesting photographs, which helped me understand color and levels better. But when it came to making my own art, I was struggling to put everything together. Anatomy, composition, line, depth. It wasn't really working for me. It took me many years to understand how to apply these core concepts I had learned to original artwork. And even working professionals make things now and then that are just absolutely not good. Here's something I made 6 months ago that I hated so much, I took it off my Instagram. It felt like I started off so strong with line art and then mysteriously forgot everything I've ever learned about how to draw. The more I tried to fix things, the worse it got. Why do I hate this stupid dragon so much? Well, for one thing, I made the shading and lighting really blocky and inconsistent. I was trying out new markers and decided to do the entire piece in marker, which may have benefited from some colored pencils instead. I also tried to use this thick black outline to fix the contrast and poor shading, and it just flattened the whole thing and made it even worse. But the longer I look at this now and try to understand what went wrong, the more I start to like it again. There's some good bones to it. Maybe if I brought it into the digital realm, I could paint over it and fix it up. The line art is pretty cool, and there's some nice contrasting colors going on. It just needs to be a lot darker and more detailed. And that's kind of how it works. You take a break, put it away, come back to it later, and try to understand what you like and dislike about a piece. Why do I think it's ugly? What would I change? What parts were successful? How can I learn from this? 6 months ago, when I finished this, and subsequently took it off my Instagram, a friend of mine asked me, "What happened to that dragon? I liked it." Someone else had seen me working on it in a public space and complimented it. It really goes to show that just because something isn't your cup of tea doesn't mean other people won't enjoy it. And it doesn't need to be perfect for other people to enjoy it either. it doesn't even necessarily need to be good. Look at all the popular webcomics these days with goofy little stick figures. Sometimes people just vibe with the thing that you make, and they might not even know why. Every piece of artwork you share with others has the opportunity to make somebody feel happy or inspired. By throwing it away or hiding it in a box, you're depriving those people of a potential moment of joy. Even if nobody else sees your post, even if it gets 0 likes, even if it gets 1 comment and that's some jerk making fun of it, you're still doing your best to put something positive out into the world, and that's admirable. Besides, not every opinion is important. Pablo Picasso, known as the father of modern art, was a child prodigy who began painting portraits professionally when he was 15 years old. After a decade, he decided he was bored with realistic paintings and began experimenting with what would later be called Cubism. This broke every convention, and most people, upon seeing it for the first time, hated it. They called his paintings ugly. Furious, Picasso famously responded, "Who said art has to be beautiful?" Being an artist is not about making better art than everybody else. It's about being brave enough to share something that is so personal and so meaningful to you with the rest of the world. And eventually, if you keep sharing it with enough people, you'll find the people it's meant for. You'll find the people who see your art and say, "Thank you for sharing that. It made me smile."